Good morning and welcome to Love Island The Morning After, the only official Love Island podcast. My name is Amy Hart and here I'm actually on my own this morning because India is sadly not with us, but I'm never on my own because I have a wonderful guest host. I have Max with me.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh, I've been loving the season. I'm fully obsessed. And I feel like I couldn't have come here on a better day because we are also joined by Lauren and Harrison.
Hi guys,
Hi
you're
guys,
right.
you're right. How does it feel to be back in the real world?
It's surreal. It's actually nice to be back. I feel like I was ready to come home. But yeah, it's just been a whirlwind of an experience. You go into the villa, no one knowing you are, and then now you come out and everyone's asking for pictures and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Have you experienced that a lot, both of you?
Yeah,
we have. Yeah, we've been in London obviously since Sunday, and we've been walking around like Oxford Street and stuff like that, and people asking for pictures. It's crazy.
Walking up and down it.
Yeah,
Anyone?
we weren't even shopping at that point, just walking up and down.
I saw a video of you on my For You page on TikTok, and it was like Harrison's left the villa because it was just you on a train. And I thought, that's so strange.
I
but
know,
okay.
I know. And my whole journey back got videoed and put on TikTok.
my
So
gosh.
there's one of me on the plane taking pictures with the cabin crew, and then on the train as well, coming to see Lauren in London. But yeah, no, it's crazy.
How have you found it, Lauren?
I think when you come out, you don't expect anything to change. Like, you just feel like you've been on a holiday when that's just not the reality at all. Like, I was quite naive thinking, oh, I've only been there for 2 weeks. Like, nothing's going to change. Everything will just be back to normal. And it's just not at all. Like, obviously, people recognising you is just the weirdest thing.
It's walking through the airport, I think.
Yeah.
Because you get out of the car and you still think you're the same person that you were like when you went in.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
suddenly there's like all British people around like, it's you!
Yeah.
We actually didn't think we was going to get any of that because our flights actually left from Mallorca really early on. So we thought, no, surely we're not going to get bothered. But yeah, people coming up, all ages as well, which is funny, asking for
Crazy.
pictures. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's been a few days since you walked out the villa, Harrison.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you don't regret your decision. But how are you feeling about the whole thing now?
I'm feeling good. I'm happy I left. I'm happy I left it 24 hours before making my decision. Obviously, I think you guys saw I did actually mouth to the girls, I'm going, when Lauren did get that text saying she was dumped. But I feel like I didn't want to act off emotion and make a rash decision. And I feel like me waking up, I still felt exactly the same way. And I was walking around the villa, like not being myself. And I knew that was because obviously Lauren was on the outside. So I feel like I'm definitely happy with my decision.
Obviously, I also am part of the very small group of us
Yeah,
that have
well,
walked out. I think you worry that you're going to regret your decision.
Yeah.
But then you wake up the next day and you're like, I feel no regret.
Yeah. As soon as I left, I thought, I don't want to wake up the next day and think I regret it. But
I was
felt so
scared
good.
to go to sleep that night because
Really?
I thought, what if I wake up tomorrow and really regret it?
Wanna
I
get
had the
back
best
in.
night's sleep.
I know, yeah, it's good.
Fine.
Well, speaking of acting with emotion and making rash decisions, obviously we have to talk about your time in the villa. That day in the villa, when you asked Tony to recouple with you, what was going through your head at that moment?
I think obviously what Tony and I had prior to Casa was actually really, really good. We had a good few days together after we got over the whole Helena and Tony triangle sort of thing. And I feel like obviously I went to Casa, you're in a secluded environment, was in sort of a bubble with Lauren, things were going really, really well. But in the back of my mind, when I came back to the main villa, obviously feelings don't just disappear. And I feel like if I was to leave with Lauren that night where Tommy and Lucy left, I would have thought, okay, well, me and Tony had something good before Casa, and I feel like I didn't get to explore it. So I feel like I was just talking about how I felt that day. I wanted Tony to know how I felt prior to the recoupling. So I feel like I had to tell her how I felt.
How did you leave it with Tony? Like, will you speak to her when she comes out the villa?
Yeah, I'd like to have a conversation with her. I feel like we had that closure chat before I left, which was really nice and refreshing because I think she could tell that I was genuinely sorry about the whole situation, how I've treated her. But yeah, listen, there's no bad blood from my side. Obviously, I said to her that I hope someone walks in and she finds a really good connection. I feel like she's found that with Cash. So I'm honestly really happy for her.
Lauren, obviously, I mean, this is a huge moment for you as well. How did you feel knowing that you'd obviously been intimate with Harrison and then he did make that decision with Tony? I imagine that was quite difficult for you.
Yeah, the timing was obviously just so off. Like, I couldn't believe, especially for me and him, we'd had the discussion to say, like, we don't just do that with anyone. Like, it was kind of a big thing. So then obviously for him to do that the day after, like, was the most hurtful part of it. Obviously, I just think it came out of nowhere. I didn't expect him to do that. And I do think, obviously he knows now that he made a big mistake doing that. I understood why he wanted to still get to know her, which was the frustrating part, because I think if he'd have just said, I want to have a few more chats with her, I had told him, like, you have them chats with her if you feel like you need to explore it still. It was the way that the whole, like, recoupling and going up to the terrace, like, it was just the sneakiness of it that obviously I didn't appreciate, and that was the most hurtful part.
Obviously, we've talked about, like, your life changing sort of seemingly overnight, because I feel like your time in Mallorca is such, like, a bubble. What is it like, everyone on social media talking about this?
To be honest, you've not been that bothered about it. it. I feel like I'm not upset by it, and I don't think the comments, like, we've had a laugh about it, really.
Yeah.
Like, we've said, like, as long as me and him communicate and we know where we're at, like, it really is irrelevant of what everyone is saying, because they only see a clip of each day. We're in there 24 hours and you get to see an hour of it, which half of it could not be even us. So I just think people don't know us. We know what we've got. People in the villa saw it, and I just think everyone's going to have something to say about you. Whether they like you or not, they're going to have something to say. Obviously, some of the comments, you've just got to ignore it. Like, there is obviously good comments out there as well, but I just think you've just got to take it with a pinch of salt.
That's the best way to be.
I feel like,
the best way
obviously,
to be.
I take responsibility on the bit of the backlash we're getting, because I feel like my actions haven't been great in there. So I think I'm always going to get comments from other people about how I've acted and stuff like that. But obviously, Lauren's been included in that, which is not great. But yeah, I feel like I take it on the chin. I knew I went wrong, and I feel like I've accepted it, took accountability. So that's all I can do. I'm just trying to be better, you know?
For Harrison as well, like, it's more about, he's just worried that I'm going to be upset by the comments, and like, because of his actions, like, he's like, as long as you're okay, like, he's not bothered. He knows he's done wrong. And I think for him, he's just like, as long as it doesn't affect our relationship and how we are, then it doesn't
100%.
really matter.
Harrison, a lot of people online are calling your behaviours sexist. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, obviously, it's not nice to see, especially when I've got a younger sister and I'm really, really close with my mum as well. So I do feel that's false. The way I've gone about things in the villa has not been great. I can hold my hands up to that. It's not been good. I've not dealt with the situation well, but I feel like I had the closure chat with Tony, and she said that she knows I'm not a bad person, but I've just acted wrong in the villa. And I'm so glad she said that, because she knows that I've actually got a good heart and nothing I did was meant to be like to hurt her and stuff like that. But unfortunately, with my communication not being great in the villa, I have ended up hurting people. So yeah, it's not nice to hear those things, and I definitely don't agree with them. But obviously I can see that my actions haven't been great in the villa. So I understand the backlash that I'm getting.
If you could go back, would you change anything that you did?
100%, yeah. I feel like the communication bit is key. Being in the villa, how I went about navigating, getting to know two different girls. I'm a bit of a people pleaser, and I feel like sometimes I can tell people what they want to hear, but I trying to save their feelings sort of thing. But I think obviously later down the line it actually hurts them more. So I feel like I should have just been more open and honest about where my head was at, and just trying to navigate my feelings so I knew what to say to both girls sort of thing. So I definitely regret about the way I went about getting to know two different people. But like I said, there's no like handbook on how to be on a show like that. So I feel like I was just trying to stay true to myself and follow my feelings. So.
Yeah. A couple of you boys now have come out and said, like, you know, I've learned from it. And I think that is like such an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to ask one question, and it's on behalf of the whole of the morning after. Like, we sometimes come up with some sort of storyline ideas that we think are true, but I just want to know whether it was just in our heads and we made it up. We were convinced that you and Shakira were going to end up together. Did we make it up, or could it have actually happened?
No, I think obviously going into
Lauren's face.
This is before you came in, so we came up with it like really early on, and we were even like thinking about like Tony's her best friend, so they both recoupled at Casa, and you know, then it would be at least one person away, and then your mum said it as well. So we were like, oh my God, we've got the backing of his mum. Like we're on to this. We've like created this, but did we make it all up?
I think obviously going into the villa, she was obviously in my top 3. She's obviously a very attractive girl. And I think we did obviously get on really, really well as well. But I think obviously early on, we knew it was just like a friend thing. And obviously we were really, really close in there. We were like boy and girl best friend in there. So yeah, I can see where people are coming from. But obviously it was only a friendship thing from the get-go, honestly. I think obviously maybe with her being best friends with Tone, and obviously I came in with Tone, it sort of always put a barricade in that anyway sort of thing.
I mean, I don't like being wrong, but Lauren's very nice. So I'll take being wrong on this occasion.
And Lauren, obviously, moving forward with your relationship with Harrison now, do you feel like, given everything that's happened, you can trust him going forward?
It did affect the trust, him doing what he's done, but I do think genuinely, like, him doing that and seeing how much upset he caused made him realise, like, he needs to communicate better. He can't do things like that. And I do think deep down he never meant to hurt anyone. He just got lost in his feelings and acted in a wrong way and made a silly mistake. I think him leaving the villa showed me everything I needed to know. Like, you're not going to leave the villa if you're not sure of someone. And I think that showed me everything. So,
Lauren, I think a lot of people want to know what it was that made you forgive Harrison and made you ask him to come with you.
Obviously, so leaving made me realise, like, I want to be with Harrison. The last few days leading up to me leaving, I'd cried every single day. I'd said, I just want to go home. Like, I didn't want to be there. And they just said, you know, give it a go with Ty, give it a go with Ty. And for me, like, I couldn't forget about Harrison. Like, as much as he's hurt me, I felt like deep down I knew that things were going to work out and we were meant to be. I was upset and angry with him for his actions. We'd like said a couple of things, like for the days that we were meant to be staying away from each other. I feel like we still give each other the little looks and
Flossing.
then
Days.
the flossing. And then on the night that I left, he was like kept saying like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I, after like a few days of not saying a lot, I said to him like, "Miss you." And I knew that we were going to have a chat. And then obviously I had that chat with him. And I feel like for the viewers, they all just thought, "Why is she asking to leave with him when they've not even made up?" But we'd briefly had a conversation and he'd said he was wanting to close things off with me. So for me, like, I asked him out of emotion. I probably shouldn't have asked him that because it was a big thing to ask. But at the time, I just thought, I want him to leave with me. Like, I want to be with him. I want to make it work. As much as he'd hurt me, I was willing to try and move forward and forget the past because he's made a mistake. Like, we all make mistakes. I just think he made a pretty big mistake. But I do think, like, he did that out of emotion and he knows he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But we'd rather you did like big, bold things that are true than like sort of produced things that
Yeah,
aren't.
because I know deep down what me and him had was real. And I think we both knew how much we liked each other. Obviously, to the viewers, like, they see an hour of the day, like, that's all they see. And I just think we both knew deep down we was going to be together, so.
You're not going to be like, "Oh, do you want to come with me?" You've got to put some passion.
Yeah, like,
"Do you fancy come with me?"
I imagine
We
it
can
feels
share
like there's a
car.
lot on the line.
Yeah, like, I'm literally about to leave and I've spent 2 weeks nearly with a boy that I really, really like. And obviously, in the moment, I just thought, oh my God, I'm literally leaving. I might never see him again. So obviously, I asked it out of emotion. And then I did actually say in the second conversation, I'm sorry for asking you that, because it's a big thing to walk out the villa for someone that you don't know if it's going to work with. I just was asking because I wanted him to leave with me to see where things would go.
You were leading with your emotions.
Yeah.
You weren't trying to produce yourself, overthink it. You were just being honest.
And I think as well in there, like, this is the thing, until you've actually in that situation, in there, you're like, you are so emotional in there.
I'd be begging
and it's so
someone
intense.
after 2 days. So you're joking. I'd be sobbing.
Emotions are like intensified in there, but
100%.
obviously you know as well, it's like times 100 in there. So I feel like when Lauren did get dumped and got the text, it's very like emotions, oh crap, we've not been good for 2 days. Sort of, it all sort of comes out a little bit. And obviously, like she said, we had a second conversation before she left and she apologised for asking me to leave. Obviously a big thing, but I feel like Lauren asking me to go didn't really influence my decision. I knew in myself what I wanted to do. And no matter what Lauren said in that chat, I was going to leave the villa. So yeah, she wasn't begging me at all.
And on that note, obviously on Aftersun, you said you weren't official. Where are we at now? It's like 4 days later. What's the hold up?
Come on, you answer it. You're good at this one.
We've been asked it so many times. But yeah, so I feel like we want to get to know each other a little bit more away from the villa. Obviously, villa's a very secluded environment. It's different on the outside. So it's nice to get to know each other, going on a few dates without the cameras and the microphones. But yeah, for me, it was a big thing about her meeting my family before I made anything official. But listen, obviously, I left the villa for Lauren. I do think a lot of her. So yeah, I feel like we'll be boyfriend and girlfriend soon, no doubt. But yeah, just got to meet the family first and then we'll go from there.
Just promise us one thing. You'll just go boyfriend and girlfriend, not exclusive,
Not
close to
exclusive.
official
Not the
boyfriend and
Love
girlfriend.
Island tier system.
We've not even had that chat about like where we stand with each other. I feel like we just know naturally to
You're
do
not
this
going
whole
to be
like
cracking on
label.
with someone else in because we're open.
Yeah, do you know
We're
what I'm saying?
actually open.
Yeah. I feel like the open and close thing is definitely a Love Island thing. Do you know what I
I feel
mean?
like in 5 more seasons of Love Island, we're going to have like, right, so we've been breathing next to each other.
Yeah.
And then we shared a coffee and then we went to tea.
Yeah.
And then
There's going to be more tears added each year, yeah, for
100%.
sure.
Yeah.
What does the future hold for you guys? Obviously, Harrison, are you going back to Miami?
I'm not confirmed 100%, but I think I'm staying.
Don't take me off the roll. Don't
Just let
deregister
them
me
know,
from
yeah.
college, please.
Listen, York's really nice this time of year.
Miami, York, I don't know.
I mean, they're basically the exact same.
Yeah,
I've been to
we'll go with
both.
that. That's
Can't
what
tell
she's
the
been trying to say
difference.
to me. Yeah, that's
I'd be like, let's get married and then I can come on over on your visa. Amazing.
Better pies in York, let's be real.
yeah. Is that what you've got for me? Is that the selling
I
point?
think that's it, yeah.
No, I think as it stands, like I won't be going back. Obviously, I feel like it's a big thing coming off a show like Love Island. And I want to surround myself with people that I love, and I feel like obviously I need to be around my family. Obviously, Loz as well. I want to make a good go of it. So as it stands, I'll be staying in the UK.
Your mum will be happy because she was saying to us, it's so nice to have you on the telly every night.
Yeah.
Obviously, because you've been in America.
Yeah,
so she's like,
yeah.
I feel like I'm with him.
yeah, Mum definitely wants me to stay as well. So I'm sure she'll be happy about the decision. I've actually not let her know. So
Oh,
Mum, if you're listening,
exclusive. The morning after exclusive.
Harrison's
Just
staying
what
in the
we
UK.
love. Well, we loved watching you and we're so happy you're here with us. Will you stay and talk about the rest of the episode with us?
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
Brilliant.
Would
it's
love
the
to.
morning after,
No
baby.
one
Let's
said
go.
no as of yet.
Imagine if you're just like, actually, no.
No,
I've got
no,
to do
no.
it, yeah.
Get your cowboy vibes flowing, people, because it's time to look at the most fire pre-love fits from last week's Western party. Our gals were serving huge Western girl core in their two pieces and leather boots last week, with Tony rocking in White Fox and Helena styling it out in Morgan de Trois. Not to mention Billy Kiss slaying the house down boots in her jaded London purple mini dress. Everyone took cowboy core to the next level, and it just goes to show that even the latest trends always look better in pre-loved. The boys were turning heads in their best Western vintage too. Cash and Dejon pulled out all the stops in their black vintage waistcoats, and Ty was looking fire in his pre-loved Gucci shirt. Western met some serious denim as Boris, Harrison and Harry all went classic in vintage Levi jeans. Ending the night with Bombshell Angel boot scooting into the villa wearing vintage leather tasseled chaps from eBay. Looking to add some Western pre-love wonders to your wardrobe? Shop all the villa trends on eBay, sponsors of Love Island. Last night we saw Connor and Shakira's relationship sadly come to an end. I mean, it wasn't bad for Connor, but we'll come to that later.
Hey.
Obviously, Connor's been feeling for a few days that Shakira's heart wasn't really in it, but she's been trying really hard, but she just can't get over Harry. Did you see this coming when they started to get to know each other?
I did, unfortunately. Obviously, I love them both separately, but I think as a couple, I didn't really see the romantic spark there. I knew they were obviously very, very close. They had great chats and stuff like that, but I didn't really see the romantic spark there that I've seen Shakira have with H and obviously Meghan have with Connor. So, yeah, it's not nice to see, obviously, them both upset about the situation. And they're great people, but I just think together it was more of a friendship thing.
Do you think it was a process of Connor looking around the villa, being like, who haven't I spoken to romantically yet? You.
Who have I not got with?
Yeah, I think obviously Con's actually always been interested in
Yeah.
Shakira from the start, and I think Con stepped forward for Shakira. I think it was
On
like day
day
two.
one.
Yeah,
Day
day
two,
one,
yeah.
day two. And so I think Con has always found her attractive. Obviously Shakira's been with Ben and been with Harry, so I think she's never really looked at Con in that way.
Yeah.
I think maybe because they were both single at the time, they got on really, really well. They sort of gave it a go. And obviously maybe they weren't meant to be, but I think they're both great people and they get on really, really well.
Do you think it had anything to do with Harry and Helena got closer and like more closed off?
Yeah.
That obviously meant that Shakira had less and less of a chance with Harry.
Yeah, so I feel like obviously Shakira does still have feelings for H, but like I said, I don't think she actually wants to get back with H and like actively pursue that. But obviously there's going to be feelings there. She spent a large chunk of her journey with Harry, and I think when you're in a garden 24/7 with your ex sort of thing, it's hard to get over. But yeah, I feel like seeing H and Helena like crack on sort of thing, it has made Shakira more open. So I feel like, yeah.
I do think though Shakira hasn't been able to sort of get rid of her feelings for Harry because he's always on her saying things like the other day
100%,
he's saying things like,
100%.
do you think you would have had a better experience if you'd been coupled up with me? And she went, no. And he went, I think we would have done. I think we would have had a better experience.
Yeah.
And then obviously last night we saw them sat on the stairs together and he's saying, you know, we had the best sleep together and, you know, I think we should definitely hang out on the outside, definitely. I know you don't think it's a good idea now, but you'll get to see that it's a good idea.
He said they're going for pies.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're exclusive, mate.
He's lining up dates.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
He's lining up dates in the outside world with Shakira. Of course, she's going to be confused and maybe romanticising the connection that they once had. And it's also going to inhibit her from developing any new connections.
Yeah. A couple of ex-Islanders have come in here and said that they think that if Shakira said to Harry, like she said herself, if I laid my cards on the table, he'd be up for playing. Do you think that?
I disagree with that. I think that he would probably definitely entertain it.
Because he's Harry.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
Harry. That's Harry stuff, you know. But I feel like in terms of an actual connection and being a couple, I do think he prefers Helena. And I always think when he was with Shakira, obviously Harry and Helena always gravitated towards each other, like especially in groups as well. They're always like talking to each other, like the banter's flying and stuff like that. So I don't feel like if Shakira laid a card on the table, like H would go. I think he would definitely entertain it. But at the same time, I think obviously Harry and Helena are good together. They're like boy and girl versions of each other.
But I don't think that Harry sees a connection and a couple as synonymous. Like, I think he's defying the laws of Love Island and he's like, yeah, I'm in a couple with someone, but that doesn't mean that I can't at all times be readily available for anything that comes my way.
Yeah.
I don't see him really fully ever closing himself off.
Really?
I
Even-
cannot imagine that man in a committed
And on his
relationship.
wedding day, he's like, and I am still open.
Even looking at the bridesmaids, like, oh, have I made the right choice? 100%.
Just get feelings, you know?
Yeah, do you want to go for a
Feelings.
pie?
Yeah,
Oh.
lining up dates. He's got his missus there. Yeah,
I
mental.
can't imagine him in a serious relationship.
There we
Like,
go.
I actually can't imagine it.
I thought maybe now he made it exclusive with Helena. Maybe he changed his ways, but I mean, we've seen in last night's episode that
Well, that's the
he's
thing.
still
From,
making flirty comments.
from your
so-
point of view, being in there, you just hear, oh, he's now exclusive with Helena.
Yeah.
And now coming out, you see the episode and you see some of the stuff that he's been doing, not only with Shakira, but with other
Yeah.
people as well.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
It's not great, is it? I think especially when he's... Yeah, it's not great. I'm not
It's
saying...
not
looking good, bro.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all. But yeah, I feel like seeing him and Helena make it exclusive, you would have thought that all of this sorts of stopped now. Seeing, like, obviously, last night's episode, you see that he's still making flirty comments with Shakira, and it's not great. But I mean, like, who am I to talk? But at the same time, it's like it's not great from H.
Yeah.
But then I feel like people make excuses for him because they're just, oh yeah, but it's Harry. It's like, but that's
100%.
actually not good enough, really. Like, you
And
just
you know
always
what?
going to say it's Harry.
100%. And I get my back up a little bit because I imagine if Helena was doing that same behaviour, and don't get me wrong, she's kind of done that same behaviour, but I feel that she is taking this exclusivity a little bit more serious than he is. And I think if she was doing that same behaviour, the public and probably the people
He
in the
wouldn't
villa
like
would
it.
be like, oh my God, I can't believe Helena's behaving like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just Harry.
I think she's used the exclusive chat and she's reacted to it how every other normal person would react to it, you know? And actually be exclusive, but H is obviously not a normal person.
That's the quote of the day. H is obviously not a normal
He's
person.
not a normal
Fair
person.
enough,
Yeah, he's not real H. So I don't know where he's gone from that conversation. If he's still flirting, but
It's a shame because he's actually such a lovely person.
Yeah.
But and like I feel like as a friend, he was there for me through like all the Harrison situation, and like he would always check on me and stuff. But I just think, for a girlfriend perspective,
Well, that's
like,
the thing. I think
it's
two
just,
things can be true at once, can't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
he can be a terrible partner in a committed relationship and also a really good friend and a lovely person.
Yeah, and I think he'd never intentionally want to hurt someone. That's the thing.
it's just a bit unserious,
He
isn't
just
it?
loves
Yeah.
pie, clearly.
Yeah.
Just a pie, we'll blame it on that.
Shakira hasn't had a great few days. Obviously, we saw her having her like very emotional time at the end of last week. Having seen what we've seen tonight, do you regret talking about like the whole Harry situation and making? Obviously, she was very upset about it all.
No, obviously it's not nice to see Shakira upset because obviously we were very close in there. Obviously, I think the question was like who was the most one-sided relationship in there. And obviously I said naturally Shakira and Con just because I felt like she still had feelings for H. So I did sort of see the episode last night coming, honestly. But like I said, I don't think she actively wants to pursue H. I just think it's hard for her to move on when Harry's walking around the villa in front of her face sort of thing.
Obviously, Shakira can't get away from him and can't move on. Emma chose to go back in and not move on.
what the hell?
to
That
go
girl's
live
a
in
medical
there.
mystery.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
honestly.
that is one of the wildest things. And the way that she came in so guns blazing, like he's the worst thing that's ever happened. And then as soon as she'd be alone with him, she'd be like, actually, how are you doing, Hayes?
Where do we think this leaves Shakira now? How do we think this is going to pan out? Obviously, we're a week and a half from the end. There's nobody really in there for her now. Do we think she should cut her losses and walk like all the best people?
Thanks for letting me like that.
Or does she just wait it out and enjoy the rest of her holiday with her ex that she can't get over and the boy that she's just dumped?
Don't sound like a holiday to me.
No.
No. I feel like Shakira is a very genuine person. So I feel like she will follow her heart. Obviously, when I was still in there, she was debating leaving as well just because of the whole Harry situation. She wasn't really feeling Con too much as well. And I feel like maybe that will be leaving because obviously there's, a week left now, a week and a half
Do you
left?
think there's any way back for her and Ty if Angel
No.
and Blue coupled up?
No chance.
No,
What about Blue?
No good either. He'll probably try it though.
Yeah,
well,
no good.
yeah, we've seen.
We saw it last time, but we don't need to see it again.
Might take her to the hideaway again.
I think Ty would never take her back. I feel like he stands on what he says, and like she messed him around, so I think that's definitely closed.
Yeah.
I think as well, like Shakira likes a very out there, like big personality wise, and I just don't think Ty could like do that and keep her on her toes like that. So I just don't think they were a match in terms of that.
Yeah, and obviously we saw her have the awkward moment where she was sat next to Harry on the stairs and then Connor walked in. How did you feel for Connor?
I felt bad for Con. Obviously, Con's a really nice guy. I feel like he put his all into Shakira. And obviously, it's not Shakira's fault that she's not really feeling it and she still has feelings for H. But yeah, it's not nice seeing him upset, but I feel like he's fallen on his feet tonight and he's got his Megan back.
I was going to say, let's talk
he's
about
all right,
that.
He's all right.
Listen to that.
Don't worry about Con. He's all right. He's in good hands,
It's the first time ever Love Island have run out of bombshells. And I joke. And Megan and Blue have returned to the villa.
Wild.
My favourite part of the episode was when Connor realised after sitting out there for probably about half an hour that Blue was on the other table. And he didn't even check out. He was so focused on Megan.
He actually walked past Blue as well. Like.
Blue's like,
I think
hi.
the second he saw Megan, he was locked in. He was like, this is a gift sent from above.
100%.
Like, I think that bringing back two people from the show every season should just become the norm. It was iconic.
But then everyone be waiting for it.
True, keep us on our toes.
I did love it when he said, like, I just don't know where this leaves me now. And we were like, just wait. You'll be okay. Do we think Megan will be able to forgive Connor for everything? And do we think that will be them now?
I think obviously I was in the villa with both of them when they were getting to know each other. And I think they were honestly glued at a hip. Like they were really, really close. Obviously they fancied each other as well. I feel like obviously it's part of Love Island, getting to know other people. So I feel like Megan sort of expected con to probably not have 10 couples, but like get to know other people, you know?
I think 10 unsuccessful couples is probably better than one really good one.
Yeah, that is true.
That's true.
But yeah, I feel like she will forgive him. Obviously, he's probably got a bit of making up to do, but I feel like they do get on really, really well. And obviously seeing them last night on their date, it did obviously make me smile like that. I think they are good together, honestly.
She's still got the bracelet.
She's still got, that's a good sign. Still got the bracelet.
But is it a bad sign that his snapped on the first day of Casa?
Maybe it's trying to tell him something.
Yeah, a bit awkward.
They did look happy on that date, though. I hope it works out for them, to be honest, because I feel like Connor's not had good luck in there.
Especially in the situation that Connor was in last night, where, you know, the relationship ended. He was really upset. I thought he was going to cry at one point.
Yeah.
He was gutted. Then to get a text saying a bombshell's waiting for you is obviously a great thing to happen at that time. To walk out and find it's someone that you've already got a connection with, like cheat code.
Happy days.
My absolute favourite part of the episode was when he said that the reason why he got with so many people was because he was chasing the connection he had with her. Unsure if the maths checks out on that one. I loved you so much that I had to get with 10 people.
I think she bought it.
She did.
Yeah, she did. Oh, glad
She
you
really did. At first, she was a bit like, and then she was like, okay, yeah.
You got away with that,
Yeah,
by the way.
right, great line. Jeez.
I feel like he's been practicing that one.
100%.
Yeah, he's going for it with his head.
Yeah.
Blue is also back. Obviously, his villa time was cut short when him and Shay had to decide. And he said, I'm not leaving. And he kept saying it tonight when he came back. But okay, we get it. You're not leaving. He picked Angel. Do we see them as a good match?
I don't really know.
You don't really know Angel.
I don't really know
You don't
Angel,
know.
and I don't really know Blue, because obviously he was in there before I was. I think maybe process of elimination in Angel and Yaz, that's the only people he
They're
doesn't
the
really
only
know.
people,
So I feel like he'd probably try and get to know both of them, because I feel like obviously he's tried it with obviously the OG girls and stuff like that.
Did we think it looked like they had a spark?
I wouldn't have said it's the best date. Like, I feel like a first date shows you a lot about someone. Like, I know sometimes it can gradually get better, but I just think, like, when me and him met, like, I knew straight away, like, we're going to get on. And I feel like that initial attraction was there.
There is no room for a slow burn in Love Island, especially in
100%.
week 7.
If Blue and Angel do have a connection, how do we think that Ty will feel about that?
He's very, like, chilled about everything. I think,
Yeah.
obviously, when Connor and Shakira were getting to know each other, me and Ben were talking to him and, like, we need a bit more, bro, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he was just, like, very chilled, like, laid back, just he was like, oh, whatever happens, happens sort of thing. So I don't think he'll change his ways towards Angel, because I don't think that's in his nature.
He seems
I
very
feel like he's-
level-headed.
Yeah,
like, even when
100%.
I was in a couple with him, I actually felt bad because all I did was cry and talk about Harrison. Like, and he was still so nice to me and kept checking
Every
in on
time
me.
we
And I
see
was-
him, he's comforting someone that's crying.
Yeah.
100%,
What a guy.
yeah.
I think he does definitely said, like, he wouldn't stand for anything bad. So I think if she decided to get to know him, like, I think he'd just leave it and walk away. Like, I don't think he's got a bad bone in his body.
So obviously, speaking about Angel's date with Blue, Ty, waiting for her in the villa, just chose to save her over Billy Kiss. How did we feel about that?
I mean, I think it was pretty obvious that was going to happen, to be
Yeah.
honest, because Billy Kiss hasn't really got a connection in there.
Yeah.
And obviously, Angel's just started a new connection with Ty, so I think it'd have been unfair to send Angel home.
And I knew that Cash wouldn't do that to Ty. After
100%,
Ty's been such a
100%.
big
Yeah.
support to him.
It also gives Cash the green light to pursue Tony as well, sort of thing. So I feel like everyone's happy
Everyone's
with
slotted back into
nicely, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and shout out that Billy Kiss is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my entire life.
I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
I'm just so tired. A gay man. Brilliant, yeah. Before we finish, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me to ask you this question. How likely do you think it is that Harry and Helena and Meg and Dijon will last on the outside world?
Put me on the spot.
Yep. I did.
So obviously I love them all obviously separately as well.
But PR training, brilliant. Smashing it, Harrison.
No, obviously I think obviously in the villa you do see a really good side to both couples. I think obviously Harry and Helena, they're great people, and I think they do actually have an undeniable connection. I feel like they do gravitate
We
towards
haven't
each other.
heard that for weeks. Thank you for bringing that back.
But yeah, obviously, like we spent a lot of time with both couples, so obviously I hope that H does take Helena seriously, because I do think they are great together. But obviously, coming out to the big wide world is obviously completely different.
A lot of temptation.
100%, yeah. But I feel like Dee and Meg, I'm rooting for them as well. I feel like they are really, really close in the villa. Obviously, I don't know how much everyone sees, but they are always together, always laughing and joking and things like that. So high hope for them too as well. I just think obviously Harry and Helena, they are great together, but obviously it's all about how H acts on the outside. So you never know with H2. He's very unpredictable.
I feel like there's a higher chance of me turning straight, going on Love Island next year and coupling up with Maya Jama.
But you know.
One final question from me. If you had to choose a winner right now, who's going to win?
Who do I want to win, or who do you think's
Who's
going to
win?
Tony and Cash.
But they're not in a couple right now.
Yeah, but it's going to happen, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think they will win. I do, because...
Okay, who would you like to win?
Go on.
Dee
you
and
go.
Meg.
Harry and Helena.
Oh, they go split
Whoa.
votes. Nice, nice.
Right,
Split vote
low-key, that
household.
would be iconic.
The likelihood of either of them two winning is probably slim.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, stranger things have happened.
We've still got a week and a half. Everything could
Everything
change.
could change, yeah. H
Could
could
be
get his
married.
act together, and yeah.
That's it for us this morning. Harrison and Lauren, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
us,
thank
guys.
you for having us.
And thank you, Max, for stepping in and
Thank
joining
you.
us. Don't forget to look out for the first look this afternoon on all the Love Island socials and on YouTube. And we'll be back here first thing tomorrow morning. Mwah!
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.